Catalina, thanks for joining us. Give us your name and tell us your job title.
So my name is Catalina Reyes, and I am a Senior Aquatic Biologist with PG&E.
Been with the company how long?
I've been with the company for 10 years.
And your main function, your primary role is?
My primary role is to help minimize impacts to fish and wildlife for some of the PG&E projects associated with hydroelectric generation.
Wow. So you probably travel throughout the service area where there are hydroelectric installations?
Yeah, we have projects from the Reading area all the way down to Bakersfield.
Wow.
My primary sites are up north in like the Chico area.
Okay. Tell us, where did you grow up and what was your career path like during high school and then after high school?
All right, so I grew up all around Camp Pendleton. My father was a Marine, so we moved around a lot, but we basically stayed around Camp Pendleton in Southern California. I graduated from a continuation school known as IFB High School, and that's in Fallbrook. And the reason why I had to go to a continuation school is because I did have a daughter when I was a senior in high school. From there, I tried being a medical assistant. I actually got a certification to be a medical assistant. And I worked that for a few months until I realized that I didn't really want to do that, and also wasn't going to be able to make a solid living on that. So I went back to school at a junior college in Oceanside, California. My junior college was called Maricosta. And then from there, I got accepted to UC Davis. So I transferred, and I graduated from UC Davis. My major was called Wildlife and Fisheries Conservation Biology. I worked for about 4 years in my field. I did all kinds of stuff. I monitored fish, waterfowl. I worked for federal agencies. I worked for a electric company, and I also worked for a consulting firm. And then again, I decided I wanted more. So I went back to get my master's in marine science at Cal State Moss Landing Marine Laboratory. And then from there, I got this job that I have now.
That's an amazing story. and you know, I know where Moss Landing is. I live pretty close to I see it out my window. Where?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Where? What do you find most rewarding in the work you do? I can tell you like your work.
The most rewarding thing is just helping the company do what they need to do, which is generate electricity and provide that for our community, while at the same time doing it so that we can, in a sustainable way that, thinks about other impacts beyond, human impacts. So especially salmon. I love salmon. Fish. I love to fish. Birds. We look at frogs, bugs. They're all important for the ecosystem. So I get to help that part, so that PG&E can continue to generate electricity, yet, I'm helping to protect or minimize impacts to these species.
That's great. I'm going to ask you a question. If you have any, well, you said you like to fish. Are there any other special interests or talents you have?
Yeah, so I like to do lots of things. So Probably one of my favorite things I love to do that I can't do right now because of COVID. I love salsa dancing. So that's something, very social activity that I love doing. And I also am a Zumba instructor. I also knit a lot, and I collect records, and I run. And I just like hiking with I have 2 dogs, and yeah, I like to stay pretty active. I have a lot of hobbies.
That's great. That's good to know. I'm sorry you probably have a whole lot of Zumba and dancing type pent up and ready to salsa dance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really not right now.
I'm going to ask you a question that I think our students will like to hear. Something hard that you overcame. Something hard that you overcame that really made a difference in your success.
Oh, math. Math was hard. I was not good in high school. I mean, I had a baby when I was high school, so I was kind of getting in trouble. And so when I went to my junior college, I did a math placement test, and I really, I didn't even perform at a basic level. And actually, I went to a counselor who, when I told him what I wanted to do with the biologist, he kind of laughed at me. It just didn't feel very nice. And he told me that I would never be able to do that because I'm not good at math, and that I should pick something else to major in. And I think I just took that as a challenge more than, letting me feel bad about that. And so I just, I studied a lot. I would be watching TV and during commercials, practice math problems. I went to all the study groups that I could. I always tapped into my teachers. Teachers are amazing. They want you to succeed. And I think that's when I found that out. And so that math was that was my biggest hurdle out of everything. Out of all the hurdles I had in my life, that was still the biggest one.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's an important story. You just didn't give up, and if anything, you said, "No, I'm going to succeed."
Exactly.
Wow. And it leads to pretty much my last question, which is tell me one or more of your keys to success or happiness. It doesn't have to be work related, but just, some sage advice for our high school.
Yeah. So for keys to success and happiness, figure out what you really love to do, and figure out how you can turn that into a career. My dad used to take me fishing, and I used to play with all kinds of critters. I used to catch snakes and lizards and ladybugs, and that was definitely my passion. So Find your passion.
Yep.
And then, and another piece of advice is just don't give up. Just try really hard. And sometimes, like math, right? I had to put off hanging out with my friends and, going and doing fun stuff so that I could focus on my studies. And so sometimes you have to do that. But then after you get over those hurdles, you'll be very proud of yourself, and it's something that will, reward you in the end.
I'm encouraged and really motivated and proud of you, and happy, really grateful for your sharing your story. Now, would you be so kind as to maybe present to a high school some of your work and some of your career advice?
Yeah, I'd definitely be happy to do that. I love sharing what I do, and especially because a lot of people don't even know it's something you can do.
That's right.
So I think that is why I get a kick out of sharing it with students, and it's really fun, so I have to share it.
Okay. Well, then we're going to set up some appointments for you to come and present to some of our high school students. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Catalina.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, we'll talk again soon.
All right. Bye.